Good evening and welcome once again to another episode of Capsules of Love. I am your host, Richard Lawrence Sr. And remember what God's word says. God says, yes, I love you. A resounding yes, I love you with an everlasting love. On this episode of Capsule of Love, we're going to look at part two of handling frustration. There's only one step this evening, and this should be enough for you and I as to how to handle frustration. You and I can handle any situation, any frustration that comes our way by applying self control. Remember what frustration is, it's an inability to change or achieve something. We get upset or we get annoyed because of our inability to change or achieve something. You heard that word inability? It is linked with self control. We try to control our dog, we try to control our pets, we try to control our children, we even try to control our spouses. But the one person we can't control is self. You ever notice that? To control oneself is one of the hardest things to do. The Bible lists that in the book of Galatians chapter 5 around verse 23, where the last fruit of the Spirit is an archaic word we no longer use called temperance. It simply means self-control. Every situation that you and I might ever face, we might not be able to control the situation. We might not be able to control the circumstance or the circumstances. But there's one thing we can control, is ourself. When you and I do not control ourselves, it's because we choose not to control. Oh, he gets me mad and she gets me mad. And no, they can try to get you mad. But when you lose your temper, it's because you have lost self control. And who wins? They win, or the circumstance or the situation wins, not you. We are always in control of ourselves. I dictate what I do, when I do, how I do. No one controls that. No one. Well, my job controls me. No. If you know you're not a morning person, don't take a job starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. Find a job that starts in the early afternoon or at night. But you're going to take a job that you know is going to conflict with you. I am not a morning person, but I'm going to try and control myself and tell myself I'm going to get up 6 o'clock in the morning to get to work for 8 o'clock when I know full well that's not going to happen. No, ladies and gentlemen. The number one thing to controlling or handling frustration is taking control of myself. I have no authority to control my wife. I have no authority to want to control circumstances and situation. But I have all authority, 100% authority in controlling myself. Someone could curse me out all they want. I don't have to react. But ooh, those words stung. Yeah, their words stung, but it still doesn't mean I have to react to what they're saying. No, I can still maintain my control. That's one thing about the civil rights movement that separated Martin Luther King from Malcolm X. This nonviolent approach that Martin Luther King chose to use is self-control. Even when they are sicking the dog and putting the dog on me, even when they are hosing me down, I'm still going to control myself. Look at what they did to John Lewis. They beat him so badly that they cracked his skull. He never threw a blow, never fought back. Self-control. Luckily, he lived. But that is a true lesson in self-control. The Bible says it this way in the book of Proverbs. A man who doesn't have control over himself is like a city that is broken and without walls. Try and imagine that. Imagine living in a place, living in a town wherein that city looks abandoned. That's what our soul looks like. That's what we look like when we're out of control, when rage takes us over. So yes, let self-control be the thing that teaches you how to handle frustration. So the same way we start this video is the same way we're going to end it. Remember what God says. Yes, I love you. A resounding yes. I love you with an everlasting love. Have a good evening and God bless.